Okay, so you're still muted and your camera is off, Taiwo. So we are here today to start our first podcast. Good, Taiwo?
Yep. Okay, so should I
Okay.
come back on?
Yep, you can come back on. All right. So I'm Bindi, and
I'm
this
Taiwo.
is yes. Woo! So to begin our podcasts,
Yes, it is.
go into introduce ourselves. So Taiwo, would you like to go first?
Sure, sure. It's a pleasure to go first. So again, my name is Taiwo Osborne. This 25 years and serving in a career in the nonprofit social service industry. I've made my transition into the cybersecurity industry. Um, I've held many roles in the field of nonprofit social service, from an educator, a youth counselor, community coordinator, family engagement counselor, director, manager. Many roles, many hats. But what I would
Sounds
say,
like it.
Vinny, oh yeah, it's been a lot. But I'll say that all these roles have prepared me for this next journey in the field of cybersecurity, and I am very, very excited and looking forward to uh, breaking into it. No, no pun intended with that. But I do. I am very excited about the opportunity of breaking into the field and starting my hand at protecting assets and keeping those assets safe, whether it's data, whether it's financial, whether it's personal records. Um, I just think coming from that space of social service, nonprofit, where I also had to protect people's privacy as far as social security information, family situations, and as well as legal information. I think it's prepared me pretty well for this transition. And again, I'm excited. I'm excited to get going, and I'm excited to be with you and others on this podcast and share my journey.
Yay, yes, yes. So yeah, as Taiwo said, my name is Bindi, and I have a similar situation. I spent my entire life in different careers, but I haven't been able to stick to any one. I started off in criminal justice. Back then, when I was doing criminal justice, I was like looking into cyber, but I was like, I can't do both. You can't do the double major when you're full time. It's just too much work, and I wasn't staying on campus. So it would have been too stressful for me. So I decided, not right now, maybe later. As I finished my criminal justice career path of schooling, at least, I went into security as a placeholder. Got boring, and uh, there was no pizzazz. I was just
I
bored.
hear
It was
that.
the same old over and over. I mean, when I did real security, like at concerts and stuff, it was fun. Met Kevin Hart, that was great. And so the little things, right? I gotta meet The Rock now. That's next on my list.
And you're gonna
But
have to tell us a little bit more about that introduction with Kevin Hart. I like to hear that
yeah,
story.
yeah, for sure, for sure. So after security got boring, went back to school again into phlebotomy and did that for a few years. Not that it got boring, but it didn't pay enough. So I was like, I need to switch it up again. Did a quick little boot camp for developer position. I learned SQL, Tableau, and SSIS, and that was fun. So I like being a DBA as my next role that I actually got to play. And computers seem to just come to me naturally after that. So once I realized that happened, I was gonna go more into SQL, and then I got laid off. so 2024 January, I got laid off from my job, and I was like, okay, I need to find something new. And cybersecurity came into my lap. It's like a big circle was kind of fulfilled at that moment. The universe works in mysterious ways. That's all I got to say about that. And I had gone to Seattle. I had met a gentleman who I actually work with now. He has a business that he does both DBA and cybersecurity work. He then employed me. So I work for him. Amazing boss, amazing person. And if you're watching this, Ed, this is a shout out. You're the best, 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 best.
Up
Um,
to you, Ed.
so yeah, yeah, right, right. So, yeah, this journey has been lovely. I think the biggest part I'm learning is everything I've done has led me up to this moment, but also it has showed me that I love solving puzzles. I love getting something, taking it apart, and putting it back together. I love being able to find out there's an issue here and how to solve it. All these little things are so important in this field because there are going to be issues no matter what field you're in or what part of the security field you're in that you have to solve problems. My end goal is being a pen tester because I definitely really like that called out to me. So that's the thing. And Chase, if you're watching this, that's all because of you.
Oh yeah, big up to
So
Chase.
y- y-
Woohoo!
so yeah, it's just the little things. You're right, Taiwo. And that's how Taiwo and I met. We went to class and from like
Here
day
we are.
one, we were just like
Yes,
besties. We do
yes.
have a few others that are missing, but they'll be here soon. Throughout our podcast, you'll see some faces pop in and out. And yeah, I'm just very excited for this. This is a nice big step where we'll kind of get to share our experience as we go
Yes,
through our
yes,
cybersecurity depths, our
yes, yes.
cybersecurity journey.
And we'll do our best to share just about every step of the way. Um, our ups, our downs, our middles, in this journey towards our path in cybersecurity. Again, this is an exciting time. Anyone who's looking to get into this field or who's just starting in this field, and those that are already in this field, I can't see how you could not be excited because there's something going on every day. It's like an emergency room, right? There's
Yep.
always a new patient coming in with something going
Hmm.
on, and your job is to figure it out, to stop the
Hmm.
bad actors, uh, to mitigate the risks that's already been taken, to figure out how they got there, figure out what they
Hmm.
was after, how much of what they took after that, and what was the damage that was done, and how do you protect that from not happening a second
Hmm.
go around? So, yeah, it's
And
like an
making
emergency
sure
room.
you erase them.
Oh yes,
Erase it.
oh yes, yes,
Erase them. If
yes,
anybody's
yes.
seen Mr. Robot, the first episode, that the third one and fourth one kind of go downhill for me. I couldn't watch after that. I will get back into it, but the first episode, it just spoke volumes.
Oh yes, oh yes,
Volumes.
oh yes.
Yeah.
And we're going to do our best
So,
as well as to make what we
yeah.
share with you very uh easy to understand. That's one of the things I
Hmm.
find, Bindi, is when I talk to family members about protecting their data, changing passcodes or making stronger passcodes. They sort of look at me
Hmm.
like I got three heads on my shoulders sometimes.
Hmm.
Um, but I think the average person just don't fully understand how important it is to protect your data. I think a lot of people go with this misguided understanding that hackers are only after people with a lot of money, and that's cruel to some extent. But there's also the data is what's very important. So I think, I believe people need to understand how important it is to protect their data. And we are going to do our best to make sure we share information on how you go about doing that in this
Mm,
podcast as we go along in our journey. And you stick with us in the journey as well. We definitely look forward to having all of you that tune in to us and stick with us.
yeah, for sure, for sure. Throw your questions down below. Let us know, ping us, everything. This is a fun field, and we're hoping that our podcast is just something that becomes unique, you know, because everyone has their own thing. It's either too technical or not technical enough.
Right.
I haven't watched enough podcasts to judge anybody at all, but we're hoping that because it's all of us who are in this podcast specifically, we're all from very, very different backgrounds. We
Yes.
kind of fell into this class in February of 2024 and
Yes.
by chance met each other. And here we are in September. We're friends. We're talking
Yes.
outside of the class. We're
Yes.
connecting. We've had lunch together. We've had drinks together. We're making those memories. We're making those steps. We're just taking a new outlook in everything happening and also wanting to keep everybody informed because
Yes.
there are some people who are going to watch this podcast and not know the dangers that are lurking. So, it's important to kind of get the information across to everybody and hopefully help them understand and help them help somebody else understand how to protect themselves because we are in a very technical world. And speaking of technical, and this is just a thought because I know Taiwan and I, we always talk about AI, and it dawned on me this morning. We have always had AI. Google was our AI.
Yes.
All we have now is AI that listens to your exact question and gives you an exact response. That is the
That's
only
right.
difference.
That's right.
Google was the AI that gave you 100 different responses, 1,000, a million, whatever. That was our first AI.
Yes. Yes.
Now AI is just very specific. It's a little creepy in some ways because if you think about it, they're always listening. It's always picking up what you're talking about. It's taking information on what you're asking, what you're doing, and everyone's got its own platform. Google being the first AI was not enough that everybody's like, I want my own AI. So
Yes.
now we have all the different platforms. You go to WhatsApp, you go to Telegram, you go to Facebook, you go to Instagram, everyone has their own AI.
On AI.
Microsoft came out with Copilot. We got ChatGPT. Everybody just wanted their own version. That's all
Apple
it
has
is.
Siri. Amazon has Alexa. And if you've been following or just paying attention in the news, uh, Apple is ready to release their new AI on the new
Mhm.
iPhone 16, or is that
Yep.
18? I think it is.
I
I'm a
don't
little.
know.
I have one, but I couldn't even tell you which version it was. That's bad. But I know Amazon now they have what is it? Is it I forget what their algorithm is on when you go into the Amazon shopping. So that again, that's an AI component as well. So yes, everyone is
Mhm.
building and having their own AI, and as Bendy said,
Mhm.
now you can ask it very precise questions that it can actually answer. And as we continue to evolve in the space of AI, we're getting to a space where it's going to be able to, as soon as you log into your own personal AI account, your own chat GPT, it'll sort of know what you're already going to ask it and have that answer for you. But that's for later on down the road. That's another
Yes,
podcast down
yes,
the road. Yeah,
yes.
I
That
don't
is.
want to get
That
people too
is.
excited, but
Yeah, right, right. But you're right, and that's the world we live in. So protecting yourself with technology, it is a beautiful thing to have it,
yes,
but
it
it's
is.
also a very dangerous thing. And there's so many different things going on with it. not just malware anymore, and not just phishing, and not just there's vishing going on.
Yes.
There's just so many different ways that the bad actors have found to exploit us that it is important to be safe. Not to mention AI can now take up all of our forms. That's a whole different scary thing going on.
Oh, wow. Ooh,
Uh, okay.
ooh,
Stephen Q. Urkel said it best if you're old enough to know who that is, okay? Just that's all I gotta say right there. Just gonna leave that right there.
ooh,
Just
ooh.
okay. But yeah, so that's our first podcast, guys. We'll have another one. I'm sure we'll have another one similar to this because we are missing a few people.
Yes.
So stay tuned, and hopefully you love us as much as we love this field.
Yes. Stay tuned. We look forward
Yeah.
to hearing your questions and being able to answer some of those questions too. So please come back and we'll be here.
Yes, we will. Okay. Bye.
Bye bye.